Welcome back to Peter's English Lab. Let's level up your English.
Hey, Peter! Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're talking about the full airport experience, from the moment you arrive to the moment you board your plane. It's such a big topic, and I know many listeners feel nervous about airports, so this will help a lot.
I totally agree, Nicole. Airports can feel like a maze, but once you understand the steps, everything becomes easier. And hey, Nicole, I'm ready to share a few funny stories too.
Peter, are you ready to walk through the airport with me today? I hope our listeners are ready too.
Absolutely, Nicole. So let's begin right at the entrance of the airport.
So picture this. You arrive at the airport with your suitcase, maybe a backpack, maybe a coffee in your hand. You look around and everything feels big and busy. But you take a deep breath and think, okay, I can do this.
The first thing most people do is check the big screens. You know, the ones that show all the flights, times, and gates. I always stop there for a moment because I want to be sure my flight is on time.
Same here, Peter. And I love that moment when you find your flight on the screen and think, yes, I'm in the right place. It gives you a little confidence boost before the next step.
After that, it's usually time for check-in. And check-in can be easy or stressful depending on how prepared you are. I once forgot my passport at home, Nicole. It was not my best day.
Oh no, Peter. That sounds like a nightmare. But yes, check-in is simple when you have your passport, your ticket, and your luggage ready. You just walk to the airline desk or use a machine.
Some people prefer the machines because they're fast. You scan your passport, choose your seat, and print your boarding pass. But I still like talking to a real person sometimes.
I get that, Peter. A friendly check-in agent can make your day better, especially if you're nervous. And they can help with questions like, is my bag too heavy? Or, where's my gate?
After check-in, you usually drop your big suitcase on the belt. And then comes the part many people worry about: security. It's not scary, but it feels strict.
Yes, security can feel intense, but it's really just a routine. You take out your laptop, your liquids, maybe your belt, and you put everything in trays. And then you walk through the scanner.
Sometimes the scanner beeps, and you have no idea why. It happened to me once because I forgot a tiny coin in my pocket. The security officer just smiled and said it was okay.
I love when officers are polite like that. It makes the whole process easier. And once you're done with security, you feel lighter, like, okay, the hard part is over.
Exactly. After security, you enter the main terminal area. And this is where the fun begins. Shops, cafes, restaurants, and lots of people walking in different directions.
I always stop for a snack, Peter. Airports have this special smell: coffee, pastries, and sometimes perfume from duty-free shops. It's like a little world of its own.
And then, of course, you check your gate again. Because gates can change, and you don't want to walk to the wrong side of the airport. I learned that the hard way once.
Oh, I can imagine you running across the airport, Peter. But yes, checking the gate is important. And when you finally find it, you can relax for a moment.
At the gate, people do different things. Some read, some sleep, some charge their phones, and some just stare out the window at the planes. I like watching the ground crew. They work so fast.
Me too, Peter. And I love that moment when the staff finally says, "We're now boarding." It feels like the start of a new adventure.
And that's where we'll pause our story for now, Nicole. because boarding is a whole experience on its own. But we'll continue in the next block.
When we left off, Peter, we were just about to start boarding the plane. But before we get there, let's continue our little airport journey and talk about what people usually do while waiting at the gate.
Well, Nicole, I think waiting at the gate is a whole experience on its own. Some people look tired, some look excited, and some look like they're already on vacation in their minds.
Yes, I love watching people at the gate. You can see families talking, solo travelers reading, and business travelers typing fast on their laptops. It's like a small world.
And then there's always that one person who keeps checking their boarding pass every 2 minutes. I've been that person many times, Nicole.
Same here, Peter. I always check the time, the gate number, and the boarding group again and again. It's like my brain doesn't trust the information on the paper.
Sometimes the airline staff makes an announcement, something like, "We will start boarding in 10 minutes." And suddenly, everyone sits up a little straighter.
Yes, that moment feels exciting. You know the journey is really starting soon. And people begin to stand near the line even before their group is called.
I always try to stay calm and wait for my group. But sometimes I stand up early too, just because everyone else is doing it.
Peer pressure at the airport is real, Peter. But once they call your group, you walk to the gate, show your boarding pass, and step into the jet bridge.
The jet bridge always feels a bit mysterious to me. It's like a tunnel that takes you from the real world to the sky world. And it's usually a little cold.
Yes, and the sound changes too. It becomes quieter, and you can hear your own steps. It makes the moment feel special.
Then you enter the plane, and the flight attendants greet you with a smile. I always appreciate that small moment of kindness.
Me too, Peter. And then comes the seat-finding adventure. You walk down the aisle, looking at the numbers, hoping no one is sitting in your seat by mistake.
Sometimes people put their bags in the wrong place, and everything gets a bit chaotic. But somehow, it always works out.
Yes, and when you finally sit down, you feel a mix of relief and excitement. You put your bag under the seat, buckle your seatbelt, and wait for takeoff.
Before takeoff, the flight attendants give safety instructions. Some people watch carefully, and some pretend they already know everything. But it's important information.
Absolutely. And then the engines start to get louder. You feel the plane move slowly, and you think, okay, this is really happening.
The moment the plane leaves the ground is always magical for me. Even after many flights, I still feel a little thrill. It's like the world becomes smaller below you.
Same here, Peter. And once you're in the air, the airport experience is behind you, and the travel adventure begins. But today's episode is about the airport, so let's go back to the ground for a moment.
Right, Nicole. Because we still need to talk about the grammar part of today's lesson. And since we're at A2 level, I think a simple but useful grammar point fits perfectly.
Yes, today's grammar point is using going to for future plans. It's perfect for airport situations because we often talk about what we're going to do next.
For example, I'm going to check in, or we're going to board soon. It's a very natural structure when you talk about travel plans.
Exactly, Peter. The form is simple. am/is/are plus going to plus verb. Like, she's going to buy a snack, or they're going to wait at the gate.
We use it when we already decided something, or when we see something and think it will happen soon. Like, look at the line. We're going to wait a long time.
And it's great for talking about your next steps at the airport. For example, I'm going to show my passport. We're going to find our gate. Or, he's going to relax before boarding.
So listeners, try to think of your own airport sentences with going to. It's a very practical structure for real travel situations.
And don't worry if it feels new. With practice, it becomes natural and easy. And we'll continue with more learning in the next block. So Peter, before we move to vocabulary, let's finish our grammar section with a few more examples. Going to is so useful at the airport because everything is about plans and next steps.
For example, you can say, I'm going to buy water before boarding, or they're going to check the gate again. These sentences show decisions you already made or things you expect will happen soon.
Another helpful thing, Peter, is that going to works with all subjects in the same simple way. I'm going to, you're going to, she's going to, we're going to. It's very friendly for A2 learners.
And remember, we often use it when we see signs of something happening, like, look at the long line, we're going to wait a while. It's a great structure for real travel situations.
Exactly, Peter. And now that our listeners understand the grammar, let's move to vocabulary that can help them at the airport. Just a few simple but powerful words.
The first word is gate. It's the place where you wait before getting on the plane. For example, our gate is number 22.
Next word, boarding pass. It's the paper or digital ticket you show before entering the plane. Example, please show your boarding pass at the gate.
Another useful word is security check. It's the area where officers check your bags and you walk through the scanner. Example, the security check took 10 minutes.
Here's another one. Luggage. It means your bags and suitcases. Example, my luggage is heavy today.
And one more. Departure. It means the time when your plane leaves. Example, the departure is at 14:30.
Great vocabulary, Peter. Now let's explain a few expressions because airport English is full of them.
I'll start with check in. It means to register for your flight and get your boarding pass. Example, we need to check in before we drop our bags.
My turn. Last call. This means it's your final chance to board the plane. Example, this is the last call for passengers on flight 218.
Another expression is take your seat. It simply means sit in the seat assigned to you. Example, please take your seat so we can prepare for takeoff.
And my last one, final boarding. It means the plane is almost ready to leave. Example, final boarding for flight 92 to London.
Now I think it's time to close our episode. We've taken our listeners through the whole airport journey. From arrival to boarding, they learned a lot today.
Yes, Peter. Thank you, listeners, for joining us on this airport adventure. We hope you feel more confident the next time you travel.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like. It helps the channel grow and reach more learners.
Don't forget to subscribe, too. We post new episodes to help you practice English in fun, real-life situations.
And of course, leave a comment. Tell us about your last airport experience or where you're going to travel next.
Thank you again for listening. We can't wait to see you in the next episode.